still plan. You can still plan on getting them done by Tuesday.
No, I can't. Like, with how much I have, no. Wednesday, it's gonna be done. Corndan, there's so much left. There's so much. And then after that, I will try to get more streams going. I only teach one class in the spring, so it's going to be a lot easier. And honestly, you know, considering that there are so many people, so many awesome people who have subbed, hopefully I'm going to be able to do a lot more stream-wise. So that's sort of my hope, you know, see how much we can transition to focusing on streams and not on crying over grading.
Oh, no. I mean, I think the goal when you're doing grading at this time of year is to make them cry.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't want anybody to cry. You know, never mind. I want two very specific people to cry. Yeah, Some Girl and Time Wanderer, because they are going to be fighting it out today. Corndan, go ahead and dish out the goods.
So, I hear you guys like really bad games, right?
Oh, really?
You know,
I have no idea.
I need a good sound effect here. I bet you have a good sound effect that would help describe this game.
Yeah, I don't have it in my layout. Let's see.
Okay.
I know, you told me to get it ready, and I didn't get it ready.
I did tell you to get it ready.
I'm sorry.
So just assume that there's a gong.
Yeah.
Right? And assume that I get gonged twice for this. Because it's Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah. Everybody, Corndan's this evil. Okay? Did you know that? Because he absolutely is pure evil. Oh, there are some people here who know the game. Okay, you were right, Corndan.
I told you, yeah.
Oh, wait, here. I got the gong. I think.
It did work.
Okay. I didn't hear it, but that's okay. Oh, apparently that was really loud. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I literally didn't hear it, so I played it more than once.
Well, you know.
Welcome, everybody, to Ku5ogrande, where I destroy your eardrums at least once during the tournament.
All right, I just want to say while you're getting set up, Time Wanderer just went live for this, and the look on his face in the camera was about what I expect to see for an hour.
Oh, no. Trust me, that gong will be a very pleasant sound after you have an hour of this game. If you haven't seen this, Journey to the Center of the Earth is a DOS game about journeying to the center of the Earth. Wow, imagine! Can you believe it, Corndan?
No.
Oh, well, I can. And apparently that's based off of a book that I've never read, but I probably should.
I have read it.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a classic. And in general, whenever you talk about the classics, they can either be pretty dang good or pretty dang boring. And I would say that this probably leans on the side of good rather than boring, comparatively, you know. I mean, oh my gosh, who originally wrote it? I'm trying to remember.
Jules Verne, I think.
Oh, yeah. Or Wells, or Jules Diamond Man. Might have been Diamond Man. Probably wasn't Diamond Man. Who is?
It probably was not Diamond Man.
But it could have been. You never know.
It could have been.
Oh, so how did you originally find this game, Journey to the Center of the Earth?
I was going through, I think it was before Ku5 5.
Okay.
Right, when we took that break between the end of Ku5 4 and Ku5 5, and I was looking for new games. You know, I mean, yeah, I can have some old games and stuff come back, but I just want to try and find what's new out there. And I have I have come across a pretty extensive DOS collection. And
Yes.
so I will go through them, and it's so big, I will pick things by what the name sounds like, right? And is that a game that I should try, right? And sometimes it pays off, like that Taiwanese Bomberman game we had.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
But a lot of the games are sort of boring. And so I saw Journey to the Center of the Earth, and I'm thinking, well, I've read the book. And, right, this is from 1993, so it's not the movie with Jack Black or anything. I'm like, okay, so this is going to be dumb. I bet it's going to be dumb. And so I played it without knowing any of the controls or anything that's going on. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And so I died on the very first screen, like 2 or 3 times.
Is this music?
I mean, it's going to be the extent of the music we get.
Okay, let me turn it down a little bit so I can actually hear you.
Oh yeah, I have it turned way down.
Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, anyways, you stumble across this, and what was your immediate reaction?
Well, I swore at it.
Cornhead, how could you?
For reasons, we'll talk
okay.
about it. And then I started playing it, right? And let's be honest, it's basically an even worse Oregon Trail. If Oregon Trail, this would be Oregon Trail. If Oregon Trail just gave you a map of the United States and said you're in Missouri, go. Effectively is what it is. And so the more I played it, the more intrigued I was.
Okay, everybody, I'm back.
You're back. Right.
Yeah, I don't know why OBS keeps crashing, but it's being a big pain in the butt today.
I don't know why either.
Yeah.
But to finish the story, I swore at it at first, but the more I came to play it and kind of figure out what's going on, that I kind of appreciate what it tries to do and completely failed to do all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's still a very, very bad game, right? We're not even talking like sort of bad. We're talking immensely bad, and nobody should be playing it, which is why we're making 2 people play it. And in theory, you can beat the game in like 15 or 20 minutes. I don't know. I've never done it. But I probably put in about 5 to 7 hours trying to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel pretty confident. Like, even, I feel pretty confident. I know where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. It just never works for me. So there's, a lot we'll see here. But the game is super bad, and it makes you hate yourself after a while.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the music is so loud.
So, also fun fact, this is about 2.5 times faster than it should be, as far as the music and everything goes.
Wait, seriously?
Yep.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So I left it that way, and it's all CPU generated. There's no sound card stuff on here, right? All this is CPU interrupts. So the faster you make your chip, the faster the music goes.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It turns out I figured out what it's supposed to run at in DOSBox, but I didn't give that to him. Because this is way better to watch and play when it goes faster.
Oh yeah.
But I found out because there are other versions of this game for Amiga and Atari ST. And so the Amiga version is by far the best version of the game. It's still not good, but it's by far the best version of the game.
Well, yeah, That's not too hard to do.
No, it's really not hard in this particular case. But so I could essentially frequency match the sound, right? Because the Amiga version has the same opening song, for some definition of song, anyway. And so I could frequency match until they were really close. So I know what the setting should be. Didn't do it.
Okay, I'm checking right now to see if the players actually are ready to begin, and I think the answer is going to be no, but they're going to play anyway.
Well, yes, that's so I will also say we are tracking this by the major areas they get to solely on who gets there first.
Everybody wish them the best of luck and post all of your Jules Verne's emotes, okay? All of you fans out there.
Yeah, so Earths,
Centers, yeah. Guy with the
Mammoths,
glasses.
rocks.
Oh, rocks. Yeah, rocks are good.
Water drops.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of water. Food.
Dino bones.
There's food.
Mushroom food.
Yeah. And as soon as I see movement, quote unquote, after the reading part here, as soon as I see the main map, I'm going to start time.
Sounds good. So, right, they asked me, is the text important? And I told them the text is text.
Yeah, it looks like Time Wanderer is going to spend some time reading, and that's not a bad idea.
Some of the text is important and some of it is not. Right, that early opening stuff is really not. But some of it definitely is.
I love that running section that some girl got through. We'll hear the lovely sound effects in a second.
The sound effects are even better. So
what the crap? Why is I don't know.
So some girl gets to the mammoth section, right? This is one of your random events. And it may kill her. In fact, it does.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's not a huge surprise. Wow, already a game over.
Already a game over like 40 seconds in. This is why I swore at it when I first played it. Because I didn't... So one thing here on the controls are real funny. Right? Like, on this boulder scene...
Yeah.
Right, you would think I'm going to run all the way to the left, and then I'm going to run to the right, and then I'm going to run to the left again, right? Except left and right switch your direction. So what you want to do is set up to run left, and then just let go. Right, and then just bounce left, back, and right. Because if you keep holding left, you get down in the corner, and then you try to go right, it keeps you kind of on the bottom surface.
This is like, it's going to take them so long to figure out how to do like anything in this game.
Yep. So here's where the text is a little bit important. That some of it, when you're going through this, right, is like bad things that happen to you. But some of it too, like reading the text, you have to kind of discern where you are on the map. And you can go up, down, left, right.
Oh no, and then mark arms and legs.
And then mark your position right wherever you think you need to be. So it's right, like the game is super unintuitive. So right, as I said, the best way I can describe it is if it's the hardcore Oregon Trail. You have food, you have water, you have all of this. It does give you some clues, right, as to where you are, like depth-wise and stuff like that. And if you're really far off, like if you're into the gas or you're into the magma and stuff like that, like the color of the text box matters. So basically what you want to see as far as like color goes is like blue outline box with white background. It's like the best. Like the blue outlines with like the purple stuff really aren't that bad.
Oh no, the mammoths! Watch out, Time Wanderer! Lion King's happening. Oh,
I really want to see his face. So Time Wanderer, you guys can't see it. We can. Has his webcam on.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to see his, like a reaction to some of this.
Okay, yeah, he's staying pretty stoic, but at the same time, I could see that he's like, okay, whatever. Got through it.
I wish I had screenshot when he went live the look on his face. right as he went live, because that's about the look on the face I expected.
So some girl decided to sleep, which you can't hear it on our stream. You'll hear it when Time Wanderer does it. Time Wanderer's probably gonna do it now. Gotta click on the clock to confirm.
Yeah, you can sleep 6, 12, 18, or 24.
Why would you sleep 24 hours? Here we go.
So the important thing about this is to note that because all of the sounds are generated with CPU interrupts, right? Like, their quality is not very good.
Then the alarm clock sound. Oh my gosh. Oh,
all right, so okay. some girl has a her like sub game is to get water, right?
Oh yeah.
And I basically don't recommend doing the water thing at all if you can avoid it.
Yeah, I think that that would make sense. Why is water such a thing that you would avoid?
Well, because there's also like hot water, right? You know, so like the red dots, right, are like hot rocks and hot water, and so when you hit them, you lose your water.
Oh, and they're so hard to see.
Right, and getting the water is very difficult to do.
Yeah, that basically didn't count as any.
Right.
Uh-oh. Watch out. Watch out. They're coming. They're coming, Time Wanderer. Watch out.
Okay, so right now some girl is in the lead because she made it to the mushroom forest.
Oh,
so there's
nice.
4 areas you can see here on the map that you have to get to, and we're taking progress by who makes it there first, because it's so unintuitive and impossible to determine progress, like who made it farther between the mushroom forest and the dino bones.
Now the players have also agreed that once we hit the hour mark, they can finish their current attempt. So, you know, I think that that's probably the best way to do it. We'll be going a little bit over an hour, and that is completely fine because I can't get enough of this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, this game is great. But so the 4 basic like places that it goes in order, right, are the mushroom forest, then the dinosaur bone, then the lake, and the lake is its own area in and of itself. So there'll be progress for getting into the lake and then getting out of the lake, and then the volcano.
Yeah.
Right. So the volcano, yeah, it's Congress. So chat is asking how many people played this on IBMs though, and the answer is because of Ku5ogrande 5, we've probably tripled the number of people who've played this, because it's now probably up to 4.
I wouldn't be too surprised, but at the same time, you know, this came out in 1988, and yeah, games for the PC at that time, there weren't a whole lot coming out. You said that this came out on Amiga as well, so
it did.
Yeah,
and the Amiga version
go ahead.
is much nicer.
Good to know. This company also made a Joan of Arc game that actually looks somehow very similar to this game.
Yeah, it's so the company that made it is a French company that released this right on, as I said, on the ST, the Amiga, and the IBM PC. And so it's a thing. And their other games kind of look like this too.
Oh, they made a game called Danger Street. That picture is hideous.
Yeah,
the title screen.
They have is hideous.
Let's see if I can share this with chat. There, Danger Street. He's just there, ready to shoot with the gun.
But yeah, I mean, so all told with this, it is faithful to the book. It's also kind of interesting in that it's what I'm going to call semi-determinate.
Okay.
Right? Like the path you need to take, I'm pretty certain is determinate. I could take the exact same steps every time and make it through. But the events that happen alongside of them are not. So, you know, it's not going to be in a way that you go, if I hit the mammoth 4 steps in, like I'm on the right path, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to be, that is random. But if I take these 7 steps in this order, I'll get to the mushroom forest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I think figuring out how to navigate the dumb map screen that actually doesn't help at all because it's a crappy map is definitely helpful. So, yeah, some girl is spending time trying to get water, and it's just, like you
She's
said,
actually
probably...
doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
She's kind of figured it out a little better. And when you only had the amount of water that she had, right, it's essentially necessary.
So how do you lose all your water?
Well, so you drink it,
Oh,
right?
well,
For one.
okay, that's how water works.
That is how water works.
Yeah,
so I mean,
so good.
So as I said, a lot of this probably start to figure out here. Like their Time Wonder got the good one, the white text in the blue box is an indication he's on the right path.
Okay.
Right. If you follow that blue path, right, on the map, that is actually the path you need to take.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Time Wanderer back to the falling rocks. Oh, so scary.
The red and purple boxes are essentially not good, right? Those are boxes you want to avoid.
Okay. Do they tend to have more events and more stat effects? With those?
So like you tend to get those like when you're running into magma, when you're in gas, right? I mean, this journey to the center of the earth has had a lot of Taco Bell. I mean, you can see all the gas. And right, so you'll kind of get the idea here. So trying to like figure out like where you need to go and essentially how far each one of your little steps is like the right thing to do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at some of this information here, or some of the people who worked on this, because one of the people who I believe did the graphics for this game actually went and did artwork for Out of This World, which was later released as Another World 20th Anniversary Edition, 15th Anniversary Edition. He programmed it. And that is definitely one of the epic games out there that I've never played and I really need to sometime. Hey, apparently some girl made it to the boneyard.
Yeah, I think I missed that if that is the case.
Ooh. Or as chat says, the bone zone. Yeah, that, okay, okay. Zone. The zone of the bone. Yep. Oh, let me see about the person who worked on the music for this. Surprise, he did no audio for any other game. Pierre?
Okay. So some girl's gonna die here, right?
Yeah.
So what you have to do here, you can hit your left mouse button or whatever, and you get the alpha salami basically, and you gotta knock away this pterodactyl. Yeah. Otherwise, he just eats your face.
Oh my gosh! Like, there we go. Wop 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 wop. Oh, some girl is so dead. Oh, unfortunately,
the pterodactyl has ruined so many of my attempts.
Death in the bone zone.
The pterodactyl is so hard.
It's impossible. Yeah.
And I've tried dialing it down. Like, okay, is this just a speed thing? And the answer is no. The pterodactyl is still awful to kill, even if you slow it down to the correct speed.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's like a handful of people actually escaped this game and worked on others. Luckily, one of them went on to make wonderful games like Baby Joe. Or how about Lucky Luke? That was a good one, too.
So what you're saying is these people graduated from this company to make more Ku5ogrande games?
Yeah. This is one of the programmers for Journey to the Center of the Earth. Oh my gosh. Stop sleeping. Okay, this isn't the time to sleep, it's the time to journey.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to sleep on your internet.
It's true. Ooh, and finally, one of the programmers went on to work on some of the audio for Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games.
Okay, that has been the best game that has been mentioned so far.
What
All right,
about
so
Another World? That was a good game. Maybe.
who is doing better? Chat's asking who's doing better, and the answer is it's some girl. Some girl has made more progress. We're measuring progress by the big areas they get to,
Yeah.
and some girl made it to the dinosaur bones. But even on top of that, had she not and it ended here, she would still win because she made it to the mushroom forest first. Because after that, it is really difficult to figure out what's going on. So I was nice and gave them the manual for this, but the manual really doesn't tell you anything more.
I mean, it tells you some of the basics, but it doesn't help you figure out how to actually stay alive. The mammoths! Oh no! Always the most terrifying thing.
Yeah, you didn't think there were going to be mammoths in this game, but this game showed you.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I really didn't expect that. How could I?
I know.
Okay.
Okay, I love that the boulders just aggressively fart at you. It's
Pretty
the best.
good, yeah. So right now, yeah, the thing is, everybody, this is the mutually assured destruction round, which essentially means that both the players and the GMs get destroyed because of the game that has been given out because it's so bad. It's the
Pretty
nuke.
much.
Yeah. And
So the only one who wins this round is the gong.
I don't know. I feel like I won a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I totally won. I have played this game for a lot longer than I should have, and now you all get to experience 2 for an hour. Chat is asking, are there any differences in the character selection? And there is. The older professors you get a little bit better information about where you're at. The younger ones, you take less damage like every time you walk, because this game hates you.
Mammoth time. I'm looking at some of the tips in the manual, by the way. It tells you how to quickly restart. One of the tips says, with a 1-month food reserve, it is obvious that the adventure cannot exceed this period. Yeah, obvious. Wow, the manual itself is condescending.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, if you put out this game, right, and you're trying to make it legit, that's the only thing you can do is be condescending. Because, let's be honest here.
Oh, Mushroom Forest for Time Wanderer, very nice.
You either need to be like condescending and haughty over this, or you need to be Jack Black.
I haven't seen the one with Jack Black.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not great. But they made in conjunction with the movie, they made a 3D, like GameCube, PS2 version, kind of, it's a 3D like platformer game.
Okay, I was gonna say interesting, but maybe not. Sounds pretty generic.
Kinda, yeah. I think the easiest way to put this is that if you consider this game to be Oregon Trail that hates you even more than Oregon Trail does, right?
Then you'll do fine.
That's probably, that's the best way to approach it, right? It's Oregon Trail if you got a map of the United States and said, here you go, and sometimes you ran into like, whatever.
Everything.
Yeah, everything, pretty much.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't hunt in this one.
No, but you can go get water. It's the same thing.
Water's not food.
Well, you have a 1-month food supply, and nothing's gonna
then kill some mammoths.
Away from you.
Oh my gosh, this guy should have brought a gun. Okay. Oh, I like this tip in the manual, Cornden. There may be surprises.
So, Kate, not so much Super Amazing Wagon Adventure as much. Well, yeah. I mean, if Amazing Wagon Adventure were taking place on a 2D map, it would kind of be like that.
I somewhat agree that this could be a little bit like that, considering that the random minigames pop up. It's just that they're less varied and more you're going to die, you know?
Well, yes.
Also, I like that Time Wander's guy, like, had gangrene on his face or something. He's... Some girls, dude. Like, look at him. Okay, who is your favorite character in this game? Who would you choose?
I would choose the random spattering of pixels because that's the only way I can identify any of them. It really doesn't matter because you're going to die.
But do they have different stats?
Slightly, but not really.
Okay.
Like, not enough to matter.
Oh no! Some girl unfortunately hurt. Oh, got a cold.
Yeah.
Gotta warm up. Oh no, a stalactite into the body. That's not good.
So I'm trying to figure out where it is here. You may select one of the 4 eminent scientists who each have very different personalities. The younger scientists have better physical qualities. The older scientists are more intelligent. However, all have the usual human character defects. No one is perfect.
Here we go, pterodactyl time!
pull out your salami!
Oh, this is so good. This is the best minigame. The pterodactyl's dead!
That's about how you have to kill him, is run back and forth and hope to God you can...
Gonna sleep for 24 hours, huh? I mean, if you've got a full month to get through the cave, why not sleep for a whole day? Yeah, so, like, that's actually going to be huge, learning how to fight the pterodactyl, considering that it is so dag-nasty evil.
It is the worst. So, like, some girl just got a thing that said, you saw something with a yellowish, gas, whatever, right? That tells you you're in the gas area.
Mm.
But she is now, right, ensure that she is in the, dinosaur bones.
Oh no, some girl. I think you lost all your water.
Yeah, so chat's asking,
that was Time Wander. Never mind.
How do you tell where you are on the map? And the answer is, you plot it and hope that you're right. You can tell, right, kind of where you're at if you kind of read the text as it comes.
Yes.
That it will give you clues as to where you are, and kind of as you read into those clues and what's going on, you can identify kind of what's going on. Oh, we get the pterodactyl again.
Yes!
Excellent.
Good fight going on here. Well, mostly. I love that all it does is it bites your head.
Well, it eats your face.
Oh, the pterodactyl's dead. I do love that the manual does tell you what all of the meters are for, because you got the food meter. It also tells you what benefits it and what takes away from it. So food rationing is a good benefit, and resting helps. But unfavorable influences are time and physical effort, which makes sense. Vitality, the good things for that are food, water, conditioning, and rest, and then unfavorable physical effort, too much rationing, incidents, and accidents.
Yeah.
What's the difference between an incident and an accident?
They're like the same thing.
Oh, okay. General condition. If the 4 above indicators increase, that's favorable. And then it says if the 4 gauges drop, death. Well,
yeah, sounds about right.
So death is bad in this game. That's unfavorable. That's an unfavorable influence.
That is an unfavorable influence. So they've now both seen the dinosaur bones. And honestly, right, given that there's not really a good way, right, to parse some of this out. I don't, we might see more than that. You know what? I'm hoping we see the lake, but I'm not expecting a lot more than that.
Oh my gosh. I love this. Oh, oh no, Time Wanderer hurt his foot. Well, okay, the foot is cured. Good.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, honestly, yeah, it doesn't really matter if they do have some attempts where they die a whole bunch of times, because, you know, they just need one good attempt. And honestly, you can go for broke and probably make it a decent way in. Like, you know, you're gonna die because you didn't ration anything, but still.
well, so hopefully what they'll want to figure out, right, because it's only semi-deterministic, is exactly the path that they were using.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly,
Right.
if you do take note, like, the manual even says that you should take notes as you are playing. So if they follow that piece of advice, it could potentially make it much easier for the players. Now, yeah, this is back in the 80s, okay? 80s games expected you to take notes.
Heck, some games today expect you to take notes.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played a more, I guess the only recent game I played is Yakuza 7, which everybody should go play.
Oh, there we go. La Milana. Yeah, I agree. Obra Dinn, I think I got away without... No, did I take notes? I might have taken notes. La Milana for sure, though. But La Milana is also one of those games where it's like, hey, guess what? This is going to be impossible to figure out for about 5 hours. Because the clue is so vague. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I did take notes for Obra Dinn. Honestly, that's one thing that a lot of people, I think, forget when it comes to some of these, or some games that...
Oh, look at that.
What
Time
happened?
Wanderer beat it to the lake.
We're at the lake? Oh my gosh.
The lake.
Time Wanderer moves into the lead here.
Yeah.
Now remember, this is a winner's bracket match, so if, you know, we do have somebody get through a good amount of this, whoever takes the victory today will be in the grand final match. The loser will be going to the loser's bracket, I believe, have one more match down there, and then they may be able to make it back to the grand finals. But, you know, it's a pretty high-stake match, but they're still not out of it if they lose today.
Yeah, but, you know, it's a high-stakes match. We gave them a high-stakes game.
So, what do they need to do now that they're at the lake?
With the lake, they need to go to the islet Axel. Right, there's some stuff going on there. Then they need to go back, I think, to Port Graven, and then they need to plan to go to the other side. You can kind of see, kind of on the middle of the right-hand side of his map there, it looks like there's another beach.
Yeah.
And so you need to go in there too, right? And that's eventually how you get out.
Okay, this navigation doesn't really seem to make any sense.
Oh no, of course not.
Because, yeah, Time Wanderer is like pushing down and was sort of going down. Do you have to go around this shaded area? Oh no! Arr. Oh, fight off the crocodiles! Come on, jab him!
Yeah, you got to fight off the crocodiles.
I'm pretty sure this may have actually happened in the book.
Okay, it did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it turns out that the modern early access game Raft was based off of this game.
Yeah, you did.
Oh no! That was still a really good push, though. Time Wanderer is definitely in the lead. having made it to the lake, you can see a little bit of the progress that they make on that map. But again, we are judging based off of who managed to make it to the milestone markers first. Now,
Because there's no other way we can legitimately tell.
Mike Uyama is hopping in saying this game looks beautiful. Yeah, one of the creators here went on to make Baby Joe, which I know is a game you love. Ah.
So can you see anything on the map? I am yet to decipher it. And the answer is no. But it gives you clues. Every time you take a step, it tells you something that's going on. So like here, you're moving across the gallery, whatever. So sometimes they don't say much, right? You're descending through this, you're doing that. You can take a look if you're trying to guess your depth. You can take basically a look at the fossils and stuff going on and kind of pointing out where you're at. So there is some ways that you can kind of tell, you can guess the depth you're at. And by paying attention to the clues of what you see as you go, you can get a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Honestly, looking at this game and the sound effects, a lot of it makes me think of, I think, is it Dark Castle?
Maybe.
Genesis? That's a really bad game if it's the one that I'm thinking of, where the speedrun's like 1 minute long because it's amazing. Oh my gosh.
So is it, Chad's asking, is it possible to navigate the map with some consistency? And the answer is yes.
Yes. If you follow the same path every time, you will get to the same locations. It's just the random events in between may differ.
So who played this on Don't Make Us Bored? And the answer is me. Twice.
Yeah, Corndan. Yeah, we tried to get him off, but he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't stop. He came back again.
I did come back again. And so it's the only game in Don't Make Us Bored that's ever been gonged twice.
Well, that's because it's the only game that we've had twice.
Well, yes, but also that, right, I definitely submitted it knowing that it would be gonged after 10 minutes. I mean, it is well-deserved. This game is awful. It's terrible. I mean, you can, it's not RoboCop, at least. So Xeno asks, who's in the lead? And the answer is Time Wander is in the lead. Time Wander has made it to the underground ocean.
Yes. Some girl has made it to the location before that. The Bone Zone is what we're calling it.
Yeah. So Chet's also asking, is the sprite blinking due to some streaming weirdness, or is the game like that in person? The game is really like that in person. This game was not designed with graphics cards and sound cards in mind. So everything is done on...
Sorry. Time Wander just slept, and I can't stop laughing.
So everything is done. The sounds, the drawing, all of that is done on CPU interrupts. And so... do their sprites and everything they do, I believe they only draw a frame.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
I love this game.
It's also why the sound is the way it is. What is interesting is because all of this is on CPU interrupt, right? Like it will literally pause when you play the sounds. Like the DOS version of Avoid the Noise. And so if you actually turn down the CPU to make the sounds more respectful, it takes a lot longer to play because like this sound that's like 10 seconds on Time Wander's screen becomes 30 seconds.
True. Oh, now everybody remember, as soon as we hit the hour mark, they will be able to complete the attempt that they are on at that time. So, the players are making good pushes, but a lot of this is learning how to get through areas, especially get through the minigames without taking too many hits. And it looks like some girl took a lot of hits getting through the first boulder area. Like, Yeah, look, you can tell based off of the sprite how damaged they are. He's got bruises, possibly
Yeah,
bleeding,
they did,
mustache.
as I said, they did a lot with this game,
Yeah.
right? None of it is good, but it had a lot of ideas, right? That if you refine this a little bit, right, could have been an interesting game.
Yeah, if you refine this a lot, like
Yeah, yeah.
a lot. If you maybe scrap this mammoth section here, then it's playable.
If you scrapped the entire game and rewrote it from the ground up, right, then it would be a playable game.
Yeah, take the ideas, leave the game. Leave the game. Yeah, just don't touch that code, okay? Because this code is irredeemable.
But take all of the ideas and do stuff with the ideas.
Yeah,
And
you can even
refine it
keep
that
the
way.
mammoth section. I'm fine with it. It's hilarious.
We'll even throw a bone to all of the fans of this wonderful game by including the farting boulders.
Yes. Well, good. Actually, what you could do is have a section for the old mini games, where people can just go and run up the hills, on their own time.
Chat's also saying that if the mammoths moved a tad slower, you wouldn't get comboed so easily. If we had turned down the game speed, right, it would have slowed down the mammoths. You are also slower. It doesn't really help. You would need like the speed that you're at with slower mammoths to make it more survivable.
Yeah.
But there's no iframes on this. You can literally get hit by 2 mammoths in a row. That's kind of the big problem. It's not so much that the mammoths are too fast.
Well, it's like real life. If you have mammoths chasing you down, you can't always dodge them.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll come to Utah and you can show me what happens when you get run over by mammoths.
Okay, there is a mammoth out in my hometown. Not like a real mammoth, but...
So are you going to run into it then, right, on video for this? Because you're right, that'd be a great way to prove what happens.
Actually, no, I don't want to touch it because it's been outside for years and years, and the fur, whatever it's made out of, it's been in a lot of water and a lot of rain, and I'm not touching that, okay?
I didn't ask you to smooch it.
You said to run into it. I'm not gonna touch it. No touchy. Wow, Time Wanderer is really good at the boulder minigame. Like, legit. Oh, some girl just got pterodactyled.
So I want to point out that when this came out, right, in the UK, this was 20 pounds.
That's pretty heavy.
Expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 pounds like currency.
Ow. Yeah, I mean, there are much more expensive ways to make kids suffer, but 20 pounds is still a lot,
It is. And yes, this is running an EGA mode. There's no VGA for this game. It was done in 88. I'm not even sure if VGA mode was real common then. So MTI, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember buying a lot of DOS games, right, when I was a kid for more than 20 or 30 bucks.
I'm just trying to think, in the 80s, this came out in 88. That does sound like, for a game like this, I don't know. I feel like I would want my money back.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of it, right? I mean, yeah, there were some like $30 or $40 DOS games, right? But like the ones that were generally had a lot of content. If I think like Warcraft, Warcraft 2, was on DOS originally. There's a lot of content in that game, right? And I think I bought that game for $40. But right, I think it was also uncommon, but I didn't feel bad about spending $40 on it because of how long it was. Yeah. Right. So I guess to some extent, MTI, maybe $30 was common. Right. I remember a lot of games kind of in the $20 range, and definitely a lot more playable games in the $20.
I'd say the good ones tend to be a little bit more expensive, 40 or 50. And then anything that was cheaper, probably wasn't going to be one of the most highly reviewed games out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
There's definitely some that were, but... And I agree, MTI, I don't think that it was unusually expensive, right? But I do say it's unusually expensive in that the games that would cost that much money, you expect to have higher production values.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's a better way of putting it.
Well, some girl is going through the boulder section, and doing a pretty good job dodging, but unfortunately, like, because you can't really stop running,
you actually can't at all. You have to like wiggle back and forth if you want to stand in place.
I love it. My favorite mechanic, the wiggle.
The wiggle's the best.
Yeah, if you haven't read Journey to the Center of the Earth, he wiggles a lot in that book.
Yeah, and if you have read Journey to the Center of the Earth, you know Bruce Center's full of
Just
crap.
ignore me. Just ignore me. Just ignore what I'm saying. You don't think about it. Oh.
And to Cadis's point, right? Remember the words of Guy Streetwood, who was never pay more than $20 for a computer game.
I love that if you say that in Monkey Island, Elaine just looks at you and says, "What?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say that." Ah! Ow! Okay, I'm good. Now, I love the guy on the right on Time Wanderer's screen because he's got such a majestic beard.
Because it looks like Santa Claus is going to go look for the center of the earth, which is, appropriate for this time of year.
Santa Claus saves the planet. Yes,
this is how Santa Claus gets all of the coal to give out to bad children.
He has to go through the caves once a year. Ah.
If we just set this up as the game as Santa Claus and his elves go to look for coal for bad children, that's at least a better storyline.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like what may be best, don't choose any of the old people for this game. Choose young. That way, you have more physical strength to deal with the mammoths. Who cares about being smart? I don't.
Well, and because the game is deterministic anyway, right? I think if you were going to do, if you were going to do this like as a speed run, right? You would just say
keep talking. Keep talking my language.
Yeah. Right, because it's deterministic, right? If you're going to do this as a speed run, you take the younger guys just to give you a better chance of going where you need to go.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
Chat's saying, wasn't there a Journey to the Center of the Earth movie starring The Rock? And yes, I think so. Or Jack Black or somebody.
I mean, starring The Rock is basically true for any movie that has been remade. There's always going to be a version with The Rock, and it's always going to be somehow both better and worse than the original.
Yeah, we're back to the pterodactyl.
Yeah, kill it! Come on, salami his face! Yeah! Here goes the pterodactyl. Gonna die, what a nerd. What a nerd. Oh, apparently this game came with a shirt. Oh, no, maybe it was just a different game that came with a shirt.
Shadow of the Beast came with a shirt.
Okay, I was
Shadow
confused.
of the Beast is a much better game than this.
I don't know. I'd like bruised up Santa on a shirt, look at that.
See, Time Wanderer's got it sort of figured out. Time Wanderer's back to the underground ocean. Yeah.
Time Wanderer is definitely figuring this game out.
I wonder if Time Wanderer has figured out that it's, deterministic pathing.
I mean, the game says take notes, or the manual says take notes. Gotta take notes. Gotta be old school gamer. Not dealing with, the games that have waypoints and, fancy little HUDs and, well, I mean, this is a fancy little HUD, but, readable HUDs.
That's fair.
Readable maps,
But it has alligators to stab.
Yes. I love this minigame. Just wiggle, 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 bam. Stab, stab.
I mean, I love that it's actually like a sea serpent, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is clearly so big that all it needs to do is flop up on your raft and you're done.
It's so good. Oh no, it's back. Ah. Yeah, but you don't want it to bite you. I have a feeling like it. Okay, so if it does come, do you have to whack it or?
Dude.
Okay, what happens if you don't?
Like, we sit there.
Oh. Well, okay. Such a bad fate, just sitting there while the alligator holds its mouth open. Well, this is my life now.
Chat is asking, this is a good question for you. How does the streamer sign up for future Ku5ogrande? I have 2 streamers in mind for this.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, just let the alarm finish. Okay. Now my brain's back. I am going to open up applications, I believe, tomorrow, and I'll post that on Discord and Twitter. Currently, I am in the middle of grading, and that's where my main focus has to be because final grades are due Wednesday. So, I'm a little bit out of it, but we will be starting the tournament probably around the middle of February, beginning of March next year. It takes a while to go through, but again, it's not super demanding. If you aren't able to take a lot of time out of your schedule, that's okay. We can work around with you. So that sort of is what's going to happen. I'll have signups on Discord and Twitter tomorrow.
And so, how did Time Wonder die on the lake? Kate, I'd have to go back and look, but my guess is that his condition was bad. So if you run out of vitality, if you run out of your health, right, like regardless, you'll just die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue is bad.
Yeah, in this game, red is good, blue is bad because logic.
Yeah. Red is absolutely full.
How do you mess up something that basic?
Yep. Couple other things, right? Chat is going on while this. Do you have to sign up yourself, or can you sign up others? No, you do have to sign up yourself. Right?
Yes, please do not sign up others because then I have to go through and deal with all that drama of talking to them and them being like, what? I didn't sign up for this. And then removing them and then being angry. And I don't want to be angry I want to be angry at games. Not you.
And then... Yep, so how he somehow ran out of water on an underwater... And that's true. And it could just be that in the book, this is an underwater ocean, so clearly it's salt water. You can't drink that.
Yeah, it could be like connected to the Great Salt Lake. Super salty. Yeah. And trust me, you don't want to drink that. No, they're like brine shrimp and lots of flies and I got to swim in it once though. You don't really swim as much as Bob just because there's so much salt. And then your smell... I don't know why our parents had us do that, but yeah, I got to go float in the Salt Lake, and it was gross.
Well,
There goes Time Wanderer. I bet Time Wanderer just wanted to get a quick death so that
I think honestly, if you take a bunch of damage up front, just
die.
First that throws up, just die. Yeah. But I think that's because as I said, I've been trying to watch. I have to really get a better look at it. But I think Time Wanderer knows, right, like all the steps you got to take to get exactly to, right, these locations, because he's gotten to the lake now twice, right, now a fairly reasonable.
I love that there are people who are watching the match and still don't know how the game works. That's why this is one of the nuke games, okay? This is a game that we do not give out generally because it is really, really bad, but it's saved for when we need something terrible. And simply put, this round is giving out the nukes. The games that are just that bad.
So Okami's saying it's hard, can be hard for some girl to catch up now, and I think yes, just based on her progress, that's probably true. But no, right? Because
they get a
not that
final
hard to get
attempt
down
as
there.
soon as
Yeah.
they hit the hour. So even if some girl does take a little bit longer on the final attempt, she can still pass Time Wanderer. Both of the players agreed to that condition as well.
But what I think will be the struggle is she hasn't made it to the lake, which means even if she knows the rest of the pathing, she doesn't know the right path from the dinosaur, from the bone zone to the lake.
Yeah.
So
you're
I
correct.
think, from that standpoint, she can do it, yes. But I think that Time Wanderer's expertise in kind of already getting through there is helpful here, right? More so than you would think.
I would definitely agree. It's possible, it's not likely. But again, you never know. Time Wanderer just managed to make a huge push, like first tried through the bone zone to the lake, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you manage to get the directions correct once, you've got it.
If you're kind of tracking what you're doing.
I really wonder what they're going to say about this game, okay?
Yeah, me too, actually. I mean, I think it's one of those games, I think it's not good. I think it's, completely awful and terrible and nobody should play it. But, like, once you figure out, like, the physics of how it tries to work, it's not super unreasonable.
Like,
it's just not good.
This game has a lot of really cool ideas that, unfortunately, if a game is bad but has a good idea, most people are going to ignore the game as a whole, and those good ideas just die in time.
Yeah, but I think in this case, I think there's a lot to figure out going on that you just don't really know, that playing it casually, you're gonna miss out on, probably for a long time, like how to manage all 4 of those stupid bars at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually one thing that I'm planning around the beginning of the year to start making some videos about games that overall are bad, but talking about some of the mechanics that would be really cool to see come back in modern games.
I think this would be a good one to talk about.
I think so, because this is a train wreck and a half, but it's got some... Sorry, my chair just went backwards.
Right, I think Lagoon is another one that's worth talking about in that same sort of context. But yeah, no, I think this game had ideas, and I think all of the ideas were bad.
It's not that the ideas were bad, the implementation is pretty terrible.
But I think you could do something like this on a modern system and make it a little bit easier to figure where you are on the map, right? Like, make the clues that you get, right, a little bit more meaningful.
Oh, yeah.
And, make some of the mini games happen a little less often, or be less deadly, right? So you have a better chance of completing it. This is easily an itch.io game. And Lagoon has at least 2 good ideas. The music is good, the graphics are good, right? Especially in... some girl made it to the lake.
Yes!
So there's a chance if she makes it to the island, that's progress.
Yes! Oh my gosh. That's really exciting, but she's almost out of water.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh my gosh. Oh, she went past the island. Oh no, we got a storm. The water becomes disturbed. Oh no, violent storm. The storm does not seem good.
And what it's trying to tell you here, I don't think she's really reading this, right, is that it kicks you up, it does damage to you. Right, like you're not supposed to go in that way. You actually have to turn around.
Oh yeah. Gotta go to the island. Wrong way, wrong way. I don't know, some girl is still managing to sneak through there a little bit. But this isn't gonna count, I think.
No, because you have to. No, it did.
What? So
that's a lead change.
You don't have to go to the island.
I went. You know, I was doing the stuff to go for the island because you can go to the island and get the stuff to blow everything up and all work. That's a lead change.
Okay. Yeah, if there are things that you need to get on the island, I would say that if Time Wander does get it, and
I don't think you need to, right?
Okay.
But the problem is there's not a, so I didn't get completely through all of this, and right, it's not like there's a wealth of playthroughs and speedruns and whatever of this game, right? To be like, oh yeah, you should go do X. Nobody really knows.
Well, everybody, if you want a speedrun Journey to the Center of the Earth, we found a new speedrun strat.
We apparently did.
This is a match. This is a match and a half. Now, remember, when we hit the hour mark, the players will be able to continue the attempt that they are on at that time. So honestly, I feel like just making as much of a push right now so that you can have one last solid attempt would be a good idea. And I believe both of the players are doing that right now, just trying to make some progress.
Yep.
Greek ruins.
This is.
What the? Oh no! Oh, this is bad. Yeah. What? I don't know what happened.
You gotta, stay stable on that. But that was like a lot of progress.
Yeah, that was huge. I've never seen that far in this game.
Well, I don't think very many people have.
I don't know if anybody has, not even the devs. Oh. Please stop yelling at me, Gane. Okay, we've got just about 3 minutes left on the timer. And so, like, I think that what the players should do, especially some girl right here, just, yeah, some girl's just trying to die ASAP. You want a good, solid start.
Yep.
That's all she should be trying for right now.
Yes.
As little damage in the rock section as possible. 1 or 2 hits, probably going to be fine.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point in time, right, her last attempt was so good. You know, you think to yourself, are you going to make it there in 3 minutes? Right, people keep asking, is there a visual depiction of where you are on the world map? And the answer is no. Figure out where you are. You have to mark it yourself. It's lovely.
Yeah.
So they are kind of marking it, with the little red crosshairs.
Now, hopefully, we do give them a 1-minute warning, just so that they know that they are at the point where, you know, they either need to continue this run or die as soon as possible so that they can start one last attempt. We've got a minute and a half going into this. Okay. Time Wanderer is getting really good at these mammoths. Like, that's the thing. Some girl manages to get through a lot of the areas, made a huge push, especially through the lake. Time Wanderer is really good at these mini games. Like, really, really good. And I don't really know which one is more important. They're both very important in this. Okay. Yes. Yeah, some girl is just trying to get a run started here.
I mean, if you know there's only 1 minute left, that is the best way to go.
Yeah. Just get a run started with little damage. There we go. Okay. Got 3 wops from the rocks there. Big deal, because we are going to be hitting the hour mark in just a little bit. So I think that the attempts that the players are on right now, they will be the last attempts. Some girl might die right before then, though, depending on how the mammoths go. And there we go, 1 death. Some girl gets one last attempt here because we just hit the hour. Finish the current run, players, if they would like. And it looks like some girl is just trying to do that. Oh, lots of hits from the boulders. However, she's still in it. I love it. It was like in the very final second that some girls started this attempt. See, Cornet, that's why this tournament's fun. Yeah. Now, she has already made it to the ruins. This is Time Wanderer's game to try to redeem, try to get back. Honestly, it's going to be very difficult, and I don't know if Time Wanderer can do that.
Well, we're going to find out.
Some girl is just sleeping a lot, which is a good idea. It raises your physical a bit. You definitely need a little bit more physical health, but jeez. Okay, Time Wanderer, taking a nap. I'm really glad that we're doing, run out this final attempt, because this game isn't one that you can really do quickly. It's one that you have to do fairly methodically. Oh my gosh. And you get to listen to music like that.
Yes, music or sounds. We get to bring out the salami again.
Come on, Alf Strats. Time Wanderer is taking a lot of hits, though. I'm a little bit concerned. One more hit could potentially be a death. There we go. Pterodactyl is dead. I think sleeping is a very good idea for you. Yes. Not for us, because this...
I mean, we get to just hear this for a while. It's so good. I don't know what your problem is.
See, there's a reason I have a limiter on my stream now, and it's because of games like this.
Yeah, I just turned it way down in my headset.
I want people to hear it, but not, like, die, you know? Crank it up? No, no, not going to. And some girls' final attempt is done. Time Wanderer gonna be continuing on. I'll go ahead and invite some girl to come chat. Yeah. The thing is, like, with how this is going, Time Wanderer could still definitely make it to the lake, but at that point, oh no, lizard just bit him. Hello there, some girl.
Hi.
Kenny. So right now, I want you to know you are in the lead. Time Wanderer is finishing up a final attempt, but you were in second for most of the match until you made that one push across the lake. Because turns out, generally you stop at the island in the middle of the lake in order to get some stuff, from what Corndan said, but you just kind of went through it.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you get?
Sorry, what was that?
Cadis has let me know that it refills your water to 100%.
Oh. Well.
Which we don't really know exactly why you died, right, in the volcano.
Yeah, I got to the cup and then I was going up and then it just said you died and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, it flipped over and then it burned you. But
am I supposed to be controlling something in that sequence? Because I didn't think I was.
So I'll tell you what, I never got to that point. I have.
Oh yeah, you didn't even see the alligators. Oh my gosh.
The what?
There are alligators in the lake. Random
minigames with that.
I just got like the storm like 18 turns in a row, and I don't really know. I assume it's because I was in the darker section of water. Yeah. But sometimes I wasn't in the darker section of water, and it still gave me the storm, so I don't really know what was happening with that.
Generally that is there to kill you, but you got through it.
I wish I could tell you how.
I think it was possibly more reliable than fighting the alligators, so congrats.
Yeah, welcome to We Don't Know What's Going On, because this game is awful and terrible, and none of it makes any damn sense.
This is pretty... yeah.
It was kind of a game.
Talk to me a little bit about like your experience with this. What are your thoughts?
I did not care for it.
Okay, I'm not surprised. Okay, so, zero surprise.
If this were not Brosentia's stream, would you be using much harsher words than that?
I mean, I had my mic on. You can watch the VOD.
Okay, yeah. What was the worst part of it for you?
Okay, this is going to be a very specific complaint, but in the mammoth encounter, I would be able to dodge them, except sometimes you couldn't see when more than one spawned in the same position, and there was literally no way to know if a second mammoth was going to come until the other one got off the screen.
Yep,
at which point it was too late.
You completely get the mammoth jukes there.
Yeah, I thought I was actually dodging pretty well. And I was like, oh man, I'm like so good at this. But then, oh nope, double mammoth. Oh, triple mammoth, I'm dead.
Yeah, it's strange. Time Wanderer. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Time Wanderer has generally done better with these random mini games than you have. Like, you were good at the water, but at pretty much every other mini game, Time Wanderer was doing a little bit better. And I don't think that's any fault of your own. It's not really any fault of your own. It's just this game is really bad, and Time Wanderer, I guess, is a journey to the center of the earth genius when it comes to the mini games.
Because, like I said, it just felt like completely random.
Yeah, it basically is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that we did warn that there is a lot of randomness, and figuring out how to deal with the randomness is helpful. Now,
yeah, the other thing about water I wanted to mention is after a while I kind of just gave up on getting water, because if you get hit during the water minigame, it hurts your water supply. So if you go in there with some, you could end up with less than you started with.
Yes.
So I decided I was just never going to even attempt the water minigame until I was completely out of water.
There we go. Time Wanderer completely out of water now. Let's see what happens here.
He was bit by a fish.
Why are you sticking your arms in the mysterious water in the caves? Oh my gosh. Time Wanderer is to the lake now.
So if Time Wanderer makes it to the island and fills up on water, that could be a big deal here.
But will he get more like medical supplies?
I don't think so, but it will help your vitality and your physical well-being anyway, right, that you have water.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Time Wanderer is still alive at this point, considering how water is completely out. Vitality is fairly quickly dropping, but yeah, a full water refill would be huge here for this attempt. With that said, I don't really see Time Wanderer getting through the volcano.
I still don't know what it wanted me to do.
Well, I mean, you had, what, 0.2 seconds to figure that out?
It just kind of like suddenly the screen transitioned and I was in a narrow tube and then I was dead, so...
Yeah. Oh, there we go. It looks like Time Wanderer got the water at the island.
Yeah, and that might make a big difference. So let's see if Time Wanderer knows to go to that other beach.
Now, who is your favorite character in the game? Because we've got Eric Gunnarsson, Louis Bourdon, Francis Rutherford, or Antonio Rossi.
I mean, I got my best run on like my first ever attempt with Rutherford, so I was like, oh, maybe this guy's just better. I don't think he was.
He's smarter. He's his vitality and his physical isn't as good.
I don't know. I feel like Time Wanderer made really good attempts with him as well. He's the Santa of the group. You know, just because it's December, that's probably why he's the best. Time Wanderer getting the first storm. That's okay. Yeah, you can keep going.
I assumed the storm was death when it happened to me, but it wasn't. So that was cool.
Yeah, it seems like it should be, but it just happens over and over.
So what that does happen here, and I'm curious to see what he does, right, is if you see that northeast south, right, on the left-hand side
the wind.
Of the screen. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of push you.
Huh.
Yeah, this was my experience with the lake.
Yeah, I don't really understand. Are you gonna sleep on the lake? Oh no.
Well, I mean, what else?
Will it let you?
He's sleeping. I'm a little bit concerned about this. That seems like a bad idea, yeah. Oh, storm time.
Oh yeah, there's all those wonderful sound effects.
Oh my gosh. This came out in 88 though. 1988 is, you know, the year that the world got to hear Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Did Time Wanderer just get like 3 storms in a row without moving in between?
I think so.
Yeah,
well,
because he slept.
Oh.
I think Time Wanderer is through to the island. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a very good attempt, but there's enough food and water and stuff to make it a decent way.
The lack of medical supplies is what would worry me.
Yeah, I
tested early on to see if you could die from like just leaving stuff untreated, and the answer is yes, you can.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't sure. You know, I was like, maybe it would be best to take on a bunch of minor injuries and just like never heal them, but that was not a good play.
Here's my bet. There's probably some way to trick the game into thinking that you do have medical supplies. At least I'd hope so. Maybe not. Oh, Time Wanderer is injured and trying to make it to the ruins.
So it's going to be real close.
Oh no. Got a head injury. That is bad. You don't want to get a head.
A lot of injuries.
I don't know if sleeping while
I want to see the ending. Like, I'm just as much like... I know I want to win the match, but I also want to see the ending. So I'm like, come on, you can do it.
Well, like, if we get to the same thing, it's going to be great. Like, how close everything got in the end. It's so good. This match is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I say that a lot about our all these matches. You guys always surprise me how good it is.
This is
we're at the Greek ruins. This might be it.
Oh my gosh. Time Wanderer, get ready. Get ready to die.
Yeah.
No! That's it. That is time.
Oh my god.
By one screen. By one screen, you took the definitive victory today.
Wow.
Holy cow.
All right, so what it comes up is, so we can now say you died by tilting the cup too far. So you actually have to control that as you're going up. So that's what killed you in the end, some girl.
You know, because you could totally tell that's what was gonna kill you.
Yeah, totally.
Hello there, Time Wanderer. Welcome. Oh my gosh. You're muted right now. I can't hear you. I'm sure you're gonna be able to talk in just a second. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
one second. Well, I had a blast with this, probably a lot more than either of you did. But that's also because I've seen it before and sort of, like, I'm still not over how bad the audio is, but I got over part of that.
Did you? How?
The pterodactyl is the one that gets me every single time.
Oh my gosh, the pterodactyl is so good.
I actually killed the pterodactyl one time.
Yeah, Time Wanderer, I don't think
Time Wanderer got
died
real
to it.
good at hitting the pterodactyl with the salami.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I don't know how Time Wanderer got good at the minigames, but he did. Hello there, Time Wanderer.
Hi there.
Hey, so I need to go ahead and tell you what the places are since everybody but you knows. Some girl also made it to the ruins and managed to get to the screen after what you were on right at the end there, Time Wanderer. So you almost took the victory. You were so freaking close.
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, oh my god.
Wow. I've had a lot, like almost all of my matches have come down to like just last second crazy close stuff, and I assume I had to come out on the wrong end of it at some point.
Yeah, you were so close.
Half a screen, literally half a screen different.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even find Carmen Sandiego there, and
well, you know, we were watching, and it's like, oh, you're heading to the island. Some girl actually skipped the island, didn't realize that you could go there necessarily, or just wanted to get to the other side of the lake.
Does it do anything? Because I got some text there, and it was like, I thought that was the destination, and then it was like, no, you just go.
Yeah, you got
water.
So you had zero water, and then you had all the water. So yeah, that was a huge help. Honestly, we were just waiting for you to die because you didn't have any water, and then you didn't.
I kept trying to refill it, but then like that minigame is impossible.
Terrible.
So I just stopped.
So bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
So welcome to Journey of the Center of the Earth, where every single minigame is awful.
Yeah, some girl has already given us some thoughts about this game. What about you, Time Wanderer? What do you think about it?
You know, okay. So coming into the nuke round, I expected something completely unplayable. And it's true that it's not, you know, its status as a video game is sort of questionable, but like,
it has ideas.
I don't know. I kind of liked it okay.
It has ideas. They're all implemented poorly, but you can easily see where there's a video game in this.
Yeah, like once you figure out what the game is, which is basically here's a map, you're on it somewhere. Your start position is the same every time. Just hit the arrows and just see if you take damage, and it's not your fault.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then occasionally there is a mini game. Which will kill you. And that's the game. And considering that that's the whole game, I don't know, for a nuke round, like maybe I just came in like overbraced, but I found it surprisingly not good, but playable after a time.
I mean, I wouldn't call it playable, but like
experienceable.
It's not completely unplayable. It's just like, you know, like the normal level of unplayable.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm going to go through and find a game where it's real bad and nobody should ever play it, right? But I'm not going to give you an experience that's going to make you rage quit because the game just isn't actually a game.
I appreciate you, Corn Dan.
To any of us, you know.
I still love that. Like, this is the least explainable game that we've had on Ku5ogrande, just because, like, Oregon Trail is really the closest kind of game to it, but even then, it's difficult to say exactly that that's what this game is like. It's just it's its own genre, you know?
Well, the difference is in Oregon Trail, you have like some influence over events.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Whereas I think the biggest, and I guess Oregon Trail does the whole thing where it's like, by the way, you lost a bunch of oxen. But like, this one is just like, you're kind of going through and you know what direction to go, and then sometimes you have to play the wildebeest stage from the Lion King, and
yeah. Oh yeah. Also, shoutouts to that, like, using the fossils to determine your depth mechanic. That was completely useless.
Yeah, I was using it pretty heavily in the first 10 minutes to be like, okay, where am I? Because I was assuming random map start. And I was like, I got to figure out where I'm at. And then after about 10-15 minutes, I was like, you just start from the top left.
See, that could
go down,
really
down,
cool.
down until you hit the mushrooms.
That idea is really cool, and if there were a competent game that used that, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, because I was reading the manual, I was like, whoa, this is like crazy. There's a map, and like you look at the fossil record to determine how deep you are. That's so clever.
Mm-hmm.
But in the actual game, it's like, it does nothing.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm really glad that we had this match. Some Girl, congratulations. You are going to be playing in the grand finals.
Wow.
And yeah, that's freaking
GG,
awesome.
Some Girl.
Yeah, good game or game adjacent software.
Yes.
Time Wanderer, you might be able to make it back though. So we'll have to see how
That's
you
up to
do
Andy.
in your next match. What's that?
It's up to Andy.
How?
Because he chooses the game for the losers final.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Andy is going to be deciding fate later on. That's going to be fantastic. Now, everybody watching, we are a little bit slow on matches. Guess what? It's holiday season, and it's also everybody is getting sick season. So we may not completely finish everything by the end of the year. I'm not really in a rush. Personally, it's like it ends when it ends. But we will also start signups for the 6th Ku5ogrande relatively soon. So keep your eyes open for that on Discord and Twitter. Again, once final grades are done for my classes on Wednesday, I will have the streams basically will resume. I hate grading. I hate it. Hate.
Same.
Yeah, it's the worst. So
I don't do it anymore.
Also, if you would like, go ahead and submit to Don't Make Us Bored. We are having our second part of the Christmas episode tomorrow, not tomorrow, Tuesday. So if you
sign up by tomorrow so I can pick them.
Please do. Yes, please. We would love to see more Christmas games. Now, I want to go ahead and raid Mr. Author Blues, who is going through a ROM hack of Link to the Past, and this looks like a lot of fun. And by
I watched him play a little bit of it yesterday. It looks really cool.
It looks fascinating, yeah. Do we have a good raid message? No submitting Elf Bowling, okay? I will... If anybody submits Elf Bowling, I'll be so mad.
I'm submitting not Elf Bowling.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What about Elf Bowling 2?
No! Oh my gosh.
Elf Bowling 2 is not bowling, though. It's shuffleboard.
That's even worse! When's Elf Bowling? That's our raid message. When's Elf Bowling? Okay, so go yell at Author Blues about Elf Bowling. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. I've got to go grade some papers, so please chill, and thank you everybody for your love, your patience. Some Girl, again, congratulations. I'm excited to have you in the grand finals. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, bye everybody. Bye, Some Girl.
Bye.
Bye, Time Wanderer.
See ya.
Have a good day, y'all.
And of course, we're raiding right when he moves away from